अरुणाचले अवेदभुजाम्बिके मधुरापुरी मीनाक्षी समयपुर इंद्राक्षी कांची कामाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी कैलास ज्ञानाक्षी शिवशङ्करि शापविमोचनि शोकविनाशिनि शास्त्रत्ते सहिते शिवशम्भु शुभङ्करि शुम्भरि शुम्भपदास्तत्ते सकल मनोहरि सुन्दरि सर्ववशङ्करि शङ्करतोषकृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय कटाक्षि सूक्ष्म विवेक्षणि काङ्क्षित साक्षि सर्वकृते शुभजन शाश्वत मानस भावित कामित याचित पूर्णकृते सुकर सुखीकृत दुष्कर नाश कृते जननित्य तोद कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय अपराजित शक्तियुते हजिते शुभवरदे विभवे विमले कमले कमलाम्बुजपादयुते करकमले करुणानिलये कमलाक्षयुते करशूलधृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय सहित स्मरणस्तर सुष्वरनाद च मे हृदये शिव शिव शब्द निनाद मृदङ्ग श्रुते कुरु नृत्य ममाधिपते शिव नटराज समेत हिताण्डवलास्य कृते शिव हर्ष कृते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि पालय बहु अवतार कृते जनपालित शासित भूमि पवित्र कृते युग शम्भविते च कलौ नित्यानन्द रूप शरीर कृते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्य नुते परमशिवेश्वरि नित्य महेश्वरि नित्य कलामयि नित्य नुते जय परमेश्वरि नित्य सुमङ्गलि नित्य नितेश्वरि
ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணை வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே வாழுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே, இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே. அண்டமெங்கும் ஆளுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே, இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே. துண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே, துண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே. யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே, யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே. தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி, நித்யானந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி.
நடராஜா தகதிமி தக்க ஜுனு நடராஜா தலாங்கு தக்கதி.
ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவ சமாரம்பாம், நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பரமசக்தி மத்யமாம், அஸ்மதாச்சார்ய பர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். I welcome you all with my love and blessings. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus, de facto Kailashians from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Sarvanyapita manifestors, Sarvaparityagis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas e-Gurukul students, Kailasas NHU students, Kailasas ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, citizens, consulate generals and supporters, and Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you, everyone sitting with us all over the world, and all those watching live on Kailasa TV, Kailasas Nithyananda TV, Kailasas HN TV, and other social media platforms all over the world through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other social media platform. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa on this auspicious Vijayadashami day. My blessings to all of you, the whole universe. On this auspicious Vijayadashami day, I'll reveal the cosmic signs of Shaktis. listen to it intensely, you will receive not only knowledge but experience. So you can start living it, manifesting it, enjoying it. On this auspicious Vijayadashami day, all the blessings to all of you sitting with us everywhere, from every corner of the world and from all lokas of the universe. As the living manifestation of Paramashiva, Nijavatara, today successfully have completed the 41st Chaturmasya on this incarnation. Blessings to every one of you on this auspicious occasion. Now, listen to the cosmic signs, cosmic revelations, ultimate sacred secrets related to the Shaktis. Understand, the modern day science is able to understand using the human mind the four forces. Listen. Modern day science is able to understand four forces using human mind. One, gravitation, the power of gravity, gravitation power. Second, electromagnetic force. Third, weak nuclear force. Fourth, strong nuclear force. I want to give you some of the powerful sacred secrets, revelations to all of you, so you can understand these powers and forces in the higher level, from the higher dimensions. Understand? Whatever is happening in Brahmanda is happening in Pindanda. Whatever is happening in macrocosm is happening in microcosm. If you understand the laws of gravity, all the laws related to gravity, all the understandings human mind reach about gravity, you can easily understand the greed happening inside you. Greed and gravity is one and the same. Greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. Listen. Greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. If you map all the understandings you have about gravity on your greed, and all the understandings you have about the principle of greed on the principle of gravity, you will have powerful insights about your life. Gravitating is nothing but greed for more. Greed for more. Listen carefully. The greed for more happening in the macrocosm is gravity. The gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. Study all the principles related to gravitation in every level, whether Newton's initial level theories or Einstein's quantum level theories or the modern day recent parallel universe, parallel life understandings and revelations. Study all of it. Map all of it to your greed. How your greed functions. How your greed becomes active or passive, aggressive or regressive, how it exists, how it manifests, how it manipulates, how it becomes life positive, sometimes life negative. Understand? How you attract, you gravitate what you want towards your life, you will be empowered with the knowledge, science, power of manifesting what you want. If you understand principle of gravity and map it to the principle of greed. Listen. Listen intensely. Listen deeply. I sincerely recommend and request all of you to study a little bit about gravity with this clarity, with this context. How the gravity happening in the macrocosm and the greed happening in the microcosm is one and the same. You will realize many deep sacred secrets, powerful revelations about greed. If you know the inner nuances, sacred secrets about the greed, you will simply know how to manifest it, how to gravitate what you want in your life, and why you are gravitating even things which you don't want in your life. You will understand your life, what is happening in microcosm, in your existence, more clearly, deeply, and you will also gravitate what you want, and you will stop gravitating what you don't want. For that, understanding gravitation as per the science happening in the macrocosm, able to map it to your microcosm. Listen. I am repeating. Gravity happening in the macrocosm and greed happening in the microcosm both function on the same principles, on the same cosmic law, on the same truths, on the same foundation. So, listen intensely. Today's satsang is a very powerful message about the science of Shaktis. Listen to it at least 5 times. Only then you will be able to grasp the whole thing. Only then you will be able to enjoy the whole thing. Only then you will be able to internalize the whole thing. Only then you will be able to manifest it as an experience. So now, listen. The first understanding about gravity and greed. As I said, greed happening in the macrocosm is gravity. Gravity happening in the microcosm is greed. That's the first principle. First understanding. The second force is electromagnetic force. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force, and electromagnetic force happening in microcosmic level is fear. Understand? All the principles human mind knows about the fear. All the laws, principles, science, human mind knows about the electromagnetic force. Apply them to the fear you experience in your microcosm. You will realize so many deeper level truths about fear. You will just conquer fear, and you will know how to use fear in your life. Listen. All the understandings you have about fear, map it to electromagnetic force. You will have more understanding. You may even land in new understandings, revelations, inventions, discoveries related to electromagnetic force. You may discover new laws, principles, reach new level of understanding about the electromagnetic force, if you reveal, if you map all your internal understandings about fear, if you map all the scientific understandings, revelations, principles about electromagnetic force on fear, you will have more understanding about fear, and all the understandings you have about fear, if you map it on electromagnetic force, you will have more understanding about electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force happening in macrocosm is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is electromagnetic force. Let me repeat. Electromagnetic force happening in microcosm, inside your system, is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is electromagnetic force. Let me repeat. Gravity, gravitating, happening in microcosm is greed. Greed happening in the macrocosm, cosmos, is gravity. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force happening in the microcosmic level is fear. Listen. Just these two principles, any of you start analyzing, mapping, organizing, easily you will get Nobel Prize. Because there is so much Eastern science, Upanishads, revealed about fear and greed. There is so much the modern science has analyzed and understood about gravity and electromagnetic force. Many things will complement each other. Many of the understandings about the electromagnetic force and gravitation force by the modern science, if you map them to the understandings about fear and greed by the Upanishads and Agamas, the Hindu scriptures, you will land on many revelations, discoveries, understandings, powers in the inner world and in the outer world, in microcosm and in the macrocosm. What I am revealing is some of the fundamental principles, fundamental discoveries. This Chaturmasya, whole 4 months, I spent in such intense samadhi. Whatever Paramashiva has revealed to me in this intense samadhi, I am revealing it to all of you now. Gravity in microcosm is greed. Greed in macrocosm is gravity. Electromagnetic force in microcosm is fear. Fear in macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. Third force human mind decoded is weak nuclear force. Listen, weak nuclear force. Powerful cognitions happening in microcosm is the weak nuclear force. Listen, I'm repeating. In microcosm, the powerful cognitions you experience are the equivalent to weak nuclear force. In the cosmos, macrocosmic level, when powerful cognitions are revealed by cosmos to cosmos, when it manifests powerful cognitions, that is the weak nuclear force. The weak nuclear force manifesting in the microcosmic level is powerful cognitions. Powerful cognitions manifesting in the macrocosmic level is weak nuclear force. All the laws, principles related to weak nuclear force, take them and map to your powerful cognitions. When you manifest powerful cognitions, what happens in you? Map it. You will have so much understanding and revelations. Whenever you get the powerful cognitions, what happens in you? Absorb that. Absorb that. Absorb and observe. Map that into the macrocosmos, the macrocosmic principles of weak nuclear force. You will have so much understanding, revelation about the weak nuclear force. Listen. Whenever you get a powerful cognition, a powerful inspiration, like unclutching, understanding about unclutching is the powerful cognition. What happens to you? In the microcosmic level, it is actually equivalent to the weak nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level. Whatever happens to you, whenever you get the powerful cognitions inside you, map that understandings to the weak nuclear force. You will have more revelations, inventions, discoveries about the weak nuclear force. And whatever you know, science knows about the weak nuclear force, map them to your powerful cognitions. You will have so much revelations inside, and you will be able to manifest so many powers inside. The greed in you is equivalent to gravity in the universe. The fear in you is equivalent to electromagnetic force in the universe. The powerful cognitions you experience is equivalent to weak nuclear force in the universe. All common practicing Hindus reach up to this 3 level. The fourth, strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear force is equivalent to initiation. Initiation, diksha, by an incarnation. Living incarnation. Listen. Strong nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is diksha, initiation. Diksha, initiation happening in the macrocosmic level is strong nuclear force. Every principle, understanding, ideas, scientific revelations you know about the strong nuclear force, map them to the microcosmic experience of initiation, you will have so much of understanding, clarity, revelations about the power of initiation. You will be able to absorb initiation more and use initiation more. Get the best out of initiation. Same way, everything you know about the power of initiation in the microcosmic level, map it to the strong nuclear force of macrocosmic level. You will have not just new discoveries, inventions, revelations, new principles. You will be empowered to use the strong nuclear force in the macrocosmic level also. You can use just Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, to build your body internally, externally as you want, without the help of anything else. Because sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, is nothing but using strong nuclear force of the sun to empower the microcosm you are carrying. Surya Namaskar is a direct initiation from Surya. Listen. I will repeat. Greed is equivalent to gravity. Fear is equivalent to electromagnetic force. Powerful cognitions are equivalent to weak nuclear force, soft nuclear force, soft nuclear power. Initiation by me, Paramashiva, directly is equivalent to strong nuclear force. Listen. Now I am initiating all of you. So listen. gravity happening in the microcosmic level is greed. Greed happening in the macrocosmic level is gravity. Electromagnetic force happening in the microcosmic level is fear. Fear happening in the macrocosmic level is electromagnetic force. Weak nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is powerful cognitions. Powerful cognitions happening in the macrocosmic level is weak nuclear force. Strong nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level is initiation by me, Paramashiva, directly, and initiation by Paramashiva directly happening in the macrocosmic level is strong nuclear force. Understand these four forces. Human mind was able to decode through science. Science was able to decode through human mind. Now I am revealing the fifth force, fifth power. Listen. The fifth one is power of consciousness. Power of consciousness. I'll define it elaborately. I'll explain it elaborately. Listen. You all know about greed. It's too easy to know. Fear. You all know the fundamental definitions and understandings about fear. Powerful cognitions. Almost all practicing Hindus will know the principle of powerful cognitions. When you get powerful insights, revelations from Shastra Pramana and Apta Pramana, and it clicks with you inside, becomes Atma Pramana. That's what I call powerful cognitions. Those powerful cognitions are like weak nuclear force. And all my disciples, you know the power of initiation. The initiation is strong nuclear force. These four fundamental principles, powers, you all know. Now I am giving you the revelations, sacred secrets about the next fifth force. There are actually 14 forces. I will reveal the fifth force now. Fifth force is power of consciousness. Power of consciousness means just knowing the truth. Paramashiva is there not because you believe. It's a truth. Paramashiva is real, is truth. It is simply conscious. As your consciousness is the reality, the existence of Paramashiva is real. The principle with which Paramashiva operates this universe is real. His existence is real. The principle with which he operates is real. The principle of Paramashiva is called Linga, Dharma. Listen. Just knowing the reality is consciousness. Just knowing the reality happening in microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real, is consciousness. When you experience the fifth force, the conscious power, then I can reveal the sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth forces. Before you experience the fifth force, if I start revealing the sixth, seventh, it may just go above your head. The sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Revelations about these forces, I am going to do it as classes and programs for the committed disciples, not economically, but consciously. Sincere seekers that need not be revealed to people who are not that interested. It should be revealed to people who are really committed and interested. Let me first reveal these 5 forces and make this as an initiation and experience, conscious experience to all of you. Whether you are just ordinary clerk doing a regular job, or a beggar in the street, homeless person in the roadside, or statesman ruling a nation, a powerful personality, influencer in the field of entertainment or music, politics, religion, society, in any level you may be, whoever you may be. Understanding about these 5 forces will enrich your life, empower your life, enlighten you. Enlighten you. Everything science decoded related to gravitation, the gravity, using the human mind, map it to your microcosmic level experience called greed. You will be empowered how to gravitate what you want and how not to gravitate what you don't want. Everything modern science has decoded about electromagnetic force, internalize, map it to the fear you experience in the microcosmic level, insecurities you go through, fears you go through. Map all those principles related to electromagnetic force to the experience of fear in your life, in your being. You will have so much clarity about fear. You will know how to use fear, how not to get affected by fear, how not to get affected by insecurities, how not to become life negative due to fears. I tell you, last 4 months, this Chaturmasya, being in the space of Paramashiva and Parashakti, Paramashiva darshans, Paramashakti darshans, continuously, all the great things Paramashiva revealed to me, Paramashakti revealed to me, I am revealing it to all of you now, sharing it with all of you now. Maybe in next few satsangs, I can bring some of the principles of gravitation force, gravity, and map it and show you how the greed functions in you. And same way, some of the principles, revelations about greed by Upanishads, map it to gravitation and give you the deeper new revelations and principles and theories. Possible new discoveries, new inventions about the gravitation principle. This will empower you in the outer world and enlighten you in the inner world, in both level. In both level, it will empower you and enlighten you. Understand? Same way, all the principles science has decoded about the electromagnetic forces. If you map it to the fears and insecurities and phobias you go through, you will become so clear about fear and the effects of fear in your life. Then you will know how to use fear and not to get used by fear. How to master fear. How not to be slave for fears and insecurities. Understand? When you get caught in fear and insecurities and phobias, you become life negative. Not only you commit suicide, you kill your consciousness. You see, suicide is not just destroying your body. You become Brahmarakshas after that. It's not that just when you destroy the body, everything ends. No. You can't end because you are eternal. Even if you kill your body, you don't have death. It's a truth. suicide is actually just like cutting some limbs of your body. If you just cut your hand, you think everything will end? No, it is only going to be more painful. Same way, destroying your body is only destroying part of you. You can't destroy yourself. It is impossible. You exist. No one can destroy you, including yourself. That's a great boon you have. That's a good news. That's not bad news. You just need to understand how the fear, insecurity, phobias pushes you into life negativity, and get out of it. That's all. So listen. If you know how to map principles of gravitation, principles of electromagnetic force, principles of weak nuclear force, principles of strong nuclear force into your microcosmic level, simply you know how to manifest powers. The science of power manifestation will just become reality in you if you just know how to map these 4 powers to your microcosmic level happenings. I'll repeat. The gravitation happening in the microcosm, when it happens in the, listen. Gravitation, which is happening in the macrocosm, when it happens in microcosm, it's greed. Electromagnetic force happening in the macrocosm, when it is happening in your microcosm, it is called fear. Weak nuclear force happening in the macrocosm, when it happens in the microcosm, it's called powerful cognitions. Example for powerful cognitions is unclutching, complete completion, sahaja samadhi, nirvigalpa samadhi. All these are powerful cognitions. That's a weak nuclear force happening in the microcosmic level. Initiation happening in the microcosmic level is strong nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level. Strong nuclear force happening in the macrocosmic level, the same thing when it is happening in the microcosmic level, it's called initiation by me, by an incarnation, by Paramashiva directly. When Paramashiva initiates the microcosm, it is Diksha. When Paramashiva initiates the macrocosm universe, it's called strong nuclear force. The 5th is the 5th principle, 5th power, 5th force is consciousness. The example for consciousness is Paramashiva is real not because you have greed to get what you want from Paramashiva, not because you have fear and Paramashiva should protect you, not because you want to use Paramashiva as a powerful cognition and enrich your life, not because you want to get initiation from Paramashiva and empower yourself. Paramashiva is real because he is real. That is consciousness. He is real beyond all these four. That is consciousness. That is consciousness. Paramashiva is real, happening in microcosmic level, is consciousness happening. Paramashiva is real, happening in the macrocosmic level, is the reality of Paramashiva. Existence of Paramashiva. Existential principle or principal existence of Paramashiva. The principal, primordial, Adi, original, source existence of Paramashiva happening in the microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is the primordial, primal, original, Adi, source existence, principle of reality, the real principle, fundamental principle of the cosmos. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva happening in the macrocosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva happening in the microcosmic level is consciousness. Consciousness happening in the macrocosmic level is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real, is consciousness. This is the fifth force, fifth power. Power of reality, power of existence, power of consciousness. Today, I am introducing these 5 forces, the principles about 5 forces, and initiating all of you, empowering all of you, consciously enlightening all of you. In further satsangs, I will map how the gravitation can be mapped to greed, how the electromagnetic force can be mapped to fear, how the weak nuclear force principles can be mapped to powerful cognitions, how the strong nuclear principles can be mapped to initiation. Empower you, all of you, enlighten all of you more and more, and also will reveal the power of consciousness. If you travel through the same logic, gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, you can easily take a jump into consciousness. Science can explore consciousness if they travel this path, because by the time they travel this path and understand these 4 powers, they will understand the uniting principle. So they will know the road to travel from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, and fourth to fifth. Science can use consciousness, for betterment of the human life on this planet Earth, if they can understand these principles step by step, step by step, step by step, and get involved into knowing the reality. I know, especially for my disciples, this satsang is a feast, maybe 10-course full meal. You need to watch this satsang at least 5 times. And I want each one of you to do little Google research. Study the fundamentals about gravity and greed. What modern day science says about gravity and what Upanishads reveal about greed. What modern day science say about electromagnetic force and what Upanishads reveal about fear. What modern day science reveals about weak nuclear force and what Upanishads reveal about powerful cognitions. What modern day science reveals about strong nuclear force and what Upanishads reveal about initiation, diksha. What modern day science reveals about consciousness. I think modern day science yet to decode about consciousness. But what Upanishads reveal about consciousness? Understand, map it, internalize it, have Vakyartha Sadas. You will simply start manifesting more and more powers, more and more enlightenment. The quality of your living enlightenment will just shoot up. And you will understand Hinduism is real, most scientific religion. It's literally beyond science. It can lead science to the next level. Any one of you, especially my disciples, most of you are exposed to modern day science and this ancient science I'm revealing. If you start mapping, analyzing, you will discover so many principles related to external world and internal world. Simply you will get Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel Prizes in many fields, not just peace. In many fields, you will get Nobel Prize. Maybe there will be a time many of you will be receiving Nobel Prizes for revealing many principles, sacred secrets from the principle, from the truths I am revealing in these satsangs. There is so much to tell. There is so much to tell. I will reveal them step by step in further satsangs. And classes and sessions and programs for committed disciples. Understand? What's the difference between a viewer, common practicing Hindu, and committed disciple? A commonly practicing Hindu is integrated to these great truths. No doubt. He starts practicing. He may fail and succeed. He may go ups and downs, but he will revive himself, rebuild himself, practice, struggle, manifest. A committed disciple is not just individually integrated, he takes the responsibility for collective integrity. He wants to be part of this Kailasa ecosystem, bringing collective integrity and take this to the whole world. Make whole world benefit from this. I am looking for those kind of people who are interested in taking collective integrity, responsibility for collective integrity. I am looking for those beings who wants to take responsibility for collective integrity and gather all of you and form the government of Kailasa. To the government of Kailasa, I will reveal the deeper truths and sacred secrets about the 6th force, 7th force, 8th force, 9th force, 10th force, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th forces. There are 14 forces, powers. These 5, I have revealed it to everyone. From 6th, I'll be revealing, initiating, empowering, enlightening people who want to take the responsibility for collective integrity, making this greater science called Hinduism useful to the whole universe. So if you are interested in becoming part of Kailasa government, want to take the responsibility for collective integrity, you can declare your commitments through the social media now, either through YouTube live chat or Facebook live comments, Twitter live messages. You can put your comments. Whoever wants to take up the responsibility for collective integrity of taking this science to the whole universe, want to spend your time. I am not looking for people with the treasure or people with the talent. I am looking for people who are ready to spend their time to take the responsibility for collective integrity. So you can take this science to the world and enrich the world, empower the world, let the whole world enjoy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. You can put your comments, commitments. People who are part of the Kailasa government already, Adinavasis, Sannyasis, enrichers, casters, they will call you, connect with you. Let us form a larger government team of Kailasa who wants to take the responsibility for collective integrity. To them, I will share the next level powers, so you can take this. You can also enjoy, you can take this to the whole world. So this is the message on this Vijayadasami, auspicious Vijayadashami day. Let the victory be on all of us by the grace of Paramashiva. Let Paramashiva shower victory on all of us. Now, I bring not only the initiation as the living representation, living manifestation of Paramashiva, I bring consciousness of Paramashiva to everyone who is connected to me now, sitting all over the universe. Sit with your Atmalinga in your palms. You will receive the consciousness. Paramashiva himself manifesting and showering the powers related to gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force, and consciousness. Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Let everyone experience the cosmic Kundalini, Paramashiva, awakening in all of us. Paramashiva, awakening in all of us. I'll give you a few minutes if you want to call your family, friends, everyone for initiation. Call all of them, your pets, your kids, your family. Get all of them. Get the Atmalinga. Settle down. I'll give the initiation now. I'll start the initiation now. Whoever wants to commit to take the collective responsibility, you can put your messages in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, in all the social media platforms. We are live, and gather your family, friends, your pets, kids, all with their Atmalinga for the initiation. If you don't have Atmalinga, you can pick up any stone, a small stone, and keep it in your hand. I'll energize that, do Prana Pratishta of that stone into Atmalinga, and bring conscious initiation to all of you. We'll start the initiation now. Please sit straight. keep the Atmalinga in your hand. Just remember this one truth. Paramashiva is real. He is manifesting now as this Nijavatara in all of you, in every one of us. He himself is manifesting. This is simple truth, reality, not utility or just powerful cognition. It's utility also, powerful cognition also, but above all that, it is reality, truth. Sit straight. You can keep your eyes open or closed, but keep the Atmalinga in your hand. It can touch the Anandagandha, just space below the heart, above the navel, and sit for the conscious initiation. Om Paramashiva. Om Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva.
தேசனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றறிமலனடி போற்றி ஆயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சீரார் பெருந்துரையிடம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவனம் நேசனே நீ வருவாய் பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டேயும் இனி கரம் வந்து
Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva.
அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் சூலமும் வெயிலில் வில்வமும் நிறையார் கடல் நீர் குடியோடு தரிசனம் அல்லவா சிம்பொன் மாட சிற்றவதனிலே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே வந்தும் புகழ் பெறும் நான் வரை நாயகா மதியலில் இறைந்திடுவாய் மதி உணராதவர்க்கு மதி உணர் செய்திட வான்மழ நீ நேர்ந்திவாடிட சூழ்ந்திட பிறர் சேர நீ வருவாய் அகம் உணர்ந்திட புறம் மகிழ்ந்திட புலித்தோலோடு நீ வருவாய் विमुक्ति कारणे नादिकेश दिव्य ब्रह्मरूपने मीनाक्षि शक्ति सहित सुंदरेशने अन्नामलै उदित नित्यानंदने அஜித்து அஜித்தெல்லாம் முன்னாலே இயக்கும் முன்னாலே உந்தன் கண்ணாலே சிகையில் அணிந்திட்ட மதியாலே மதியின் வழியாலே தெளிந்திடும் வழியாலே ஜீவன் முக்தி பெற விழைந்தோமே உந்தன் திருவடியை தொழுதோமே ஆகினாய் ஆகினாய் கேள்வி காண மகிழ்வாகினாய் ஒளியாகினாய் உலகமாகினாய் அதுவாகி அருமணி தரும் கர்ம விதைகள் தீர்க்கும் காசிநாதனே எங்கள் கர்மம் போக்கி எம்மையாலும் நேசனே ஏகாந்தமாக ஏக பாதம் தூக்கியே மணியாரை காக்க வேண்டும் நித்யநந்தனே ஈசனே சிந்தை கவல வந்தனே சனே நீ வருவாய் கதிகல சரணத்தையோ நயே காத்திரவா அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அரண்ட ஜோதியரே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றிடவே வாராய் நித்யானந்தனே
பக்தி வரும் நித்தியம் தந்த சத்தியம் எல்லாம் கேளுங்க சக்தி தரும் யுத்திகள் எல்லாம் ஒன்னல ரெண்டல ஆயிருங்க பக்தி வரும் நித்தியம் தந்த சத்தியம் எல்லாம் கேளுங்க சக்தி தரும் யுத்திகள் எல்லாம் ஒன்னல ரெண்டல ஆயிருங்க என்னன்னு கேட்டா அது எட்டு சோரக்காய போகும் சொந்த வாழ்க்கையில நீங்க அத வண்டிட நித்திய ஆனந்தம் குடிடுங்க சொத்தமதையனோ நீங்க வெளியே தேடணும் நித்யானந்த ஸ்பூரண வந்தா தானே கூடிடும் சொத்தமதையனோ நீங்க வெளியே தேடணும் நித்யானந்த ஸ்பூரண வந்தா தானே கூடிடும்
Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Let the Kundalini Shakti, Paramashakti, awaken in all of us. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva, Paramashiva, Paramashiva.
மகாதேவ புல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி கல்லா மனிதராய் பேயாய் கணங்களாய் வல்லசுரராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய் செல்லாவின் தாவர சங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பும் பிறப்பிழைத்தேன் எம்பெருமான் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றேன் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றேன் சரீரத்தில் மீண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட் கொண்டவா கையாளும் ஈசா கல்புரிய திவ்ய சரீரத்தில் வாதின் புதல் போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட் கொண்டவா வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதலை மயமாக்கவா கௌஷலம் தந்தவா உடலிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதலை மயமாக்கவா கௌஷலம் தந்தவா உடலிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா சரீரத்தில் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு மையாட் கொண்டவா மாற்றமாம் வையகத்தின் சேரே வந்தறிவாம் தேற்றனே தேற்றத் தெளிவே என் சிந்தனையுள் ஊற்றான உன்னாரமுதே உதயானே கலியுகம் மணலில் இருளது நீங்க தீபமாய் எழுந்த ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபானவம் அளித்து முக்தி தந்திட மலையாகி நின்ற அருணாச்சலமே மானிட ரூபம் தரித்தவா படைத்து காத்து மறை தழித்து அருளிடவே பரம ஞானம் தன்னை இறை ரூபம் கொண்ட நித்யானந்தனை அருளிடவா வேண்டும் என்று கடல் கடைந்த போது அது வரும் நஞ்சை உண்டு பக்தரை காத்துகின்றார் சிவ சிவ சிவமோ நம சிவாயமோ ஹர ஹர என சிதம் அடையும் சிவ சிவாயமோ நம சிவாயமோ தகதிவியன காலம் முழங்கும் நாளும் ஈசாரல் புரிய நிற்க சரிதத்தில் வாடின் மீண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு எம்மையாட் கொண்டவா
Namina Shiva, Nirmala Pashupati, Shiva, Shiva, Koti Koti Mukha, Shiva Mahasada Shiva, Sarvasam Shakti Nampati Para Shiva, Kailasa Paruttaraka, Avadara Shrisha, Kripakrata, Nikamya, Nithyananda Paramashiva. Nithyananda Paramashiva. Nithyananda Paramashiva. జటిలకంఠ ఇందుశేఖర జగన్పీత సర్వకామద కామారి పారా పారా జటిలకంఠ ఇందుశేఖర జగన్పీత సర్వకామద కామారి పారా పారా మంత్రమయ విద్యంతే సర్వజ్ఞపీఠేశ్వర ఆనంద గంధ నిలయ నిర్వాణద కాషాయం వర సన్యాస కృత్యదీశ్వర శివ ఏకత్ర దీక్షదాయక నిత్యానంద పరమశివ. నిత్యానంద పరమశివ. నిత్యానంద పరమశివ.
வாட்டவர் வாழ்த்திய வாழ்ந்திட நல்லவர் நாடும் நாமம் போற்றி அண்ணாமலை பிறந்த அமுதே போற்றி ஆலை அமர்ந்த அரசே போற்றி ஆடக மதுரை அரணே போற்றி ஆரமுது ஆன ஆனந்த போற்றி மறையும் மறைக்காக்கும் மலையை போற்றி முழுமதியாய் வந்த முதல்மா போற்றி அருணையில் உதித்த நித்தியனை போற்றி மாமுதிரை நீட்ட சுந்தரா போற்றி அருணையில் உதித்த நித்தியனை போற்றி மாமுதிரை நீட்ட சுந்தரா போற்றி.
Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. Listen to this revelation intensely. You will manifest this reality now. All the principles of greed is included in the fear. Fear is the higher force inclusive of greed. Powerful cognition is higher force inclusive of fear and greed. Initiation is higher force inclusive of fear, greed, powerful cognitions. Consciousness is higher force inclusive of fear, greed, powerful cognitions and initiations. Same way, electromagnetic force is higher than the principles of gravitation and inclusive of the principles of gravitation. Weak nuclear force is not only higher, it is inclusive of the principles of gravitation and the principles of electromagnetic forces. Strong nuclear force is higher than and inclusive of gravitation force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force. Consciousness is higher and inclusive of gravitation force, weak nuclear force, gravitation force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, and strong nuclear force. So understand, consciousness is not only higher, it is inclusive of all the other four forces. So sit with this consciousness. Paramashiva is real. You will manifest consciousness now. Paramashiva. 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 Paramashiva.
नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं तपोयज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादे पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि तपोयज्ञदानादिभिः शुद्धबुद्धिः विरक्तो नृपादे पदे तुच्छबुद्ध्या परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वं नित्यं मन्त्रं नित्यं यन्त्रं नित्यं तन्त्रं नित्यं सर्वम् दयालुं गुरुं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं प्रशान्तं समाराध्य मत्या विचार्य स्वरूपं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं निदिध्यास्य विद्वान्
Om Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva. I bless you all with this conscious process and initiation. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadasham Tattvamasya Lakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
all the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones, ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained what is power manifestation. Power manifestation is becoming alive in everything. Consciousness, Paramashiva is real. Becoming consciousness, who we are. Paramashiva reflecting in our brain as consciousness is the science of power manifestation to experience the existential reality and raising us into superconscious being. Science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. For the power of remote vision, the pramanas, the evidences, to give us the cognitive shift that Paramashiva is real, who is manifesting right now in all of us as reality. Recognizing that, Bhagavan says, recognizing that is power manifestation. Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures as Vedas, pure science, and Agamas, applied science. Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of Aptas, the authority of Hinduism. The Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvar, who have manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given us all the Pramanas to understand the greater science. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan's very own Leelas to showcase how the cognitive shift can make us become the superconscious species, the new species. Paramashiva is real as our reality. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of devotee, disciple followers all around the world manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, initiated by Bhagavan into the science of power manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Clearly, it is documented in Avatar Shastra how the prefrontal cortex becomes so active, the brain coherence is so high that simply it manifests the higher science as auspiciousness, abundance, and bliss and healing, and much more. Completely, Bhagavan is giving us the new reality how to exist on planet Earth, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. For the power of remote vision, power of GPS, is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 63, Dharana 40. Bhagavan gives us a powerful cognition into the beautiful space of Paramashiva. Let's go to Shastra Pramana.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of remote vision is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 63, Dharana 40. Sarvam deham chinmayam hi jagatva aribhavayet yugapan nirvikalpena manasa paramodayah. Sarvam deham chinmayam hi jagatva aribhavayet युगपन्निर्विकल्पेन मनसा परमोदयः.
Paramashiva beautifully gives us in the Sutra 63, Dharana 40. Bhagavan Paramashiva says one should continuously cognize, keeping the mind beyond the movement of thoughts, from any doubt, free from any doubt or root cognition, that the whole body, even the whole universe, indeed are simultaneously of the essence of the nature of consciousness in the infinite space of oneness. Then the supreme awakening happens, where one manifests the cosmic body. Paramashiva has beautifully given us how you can experience the greater reality, how we can be as consciousness as real, how the microcosm and the macrocosm is simply related, how when Bhagavan says the water in the eyes can be controlled, the emotions, simply the water bodies in the planet Earth can be controlled. Agastya was able to drink the whole ocean, or he was able to digest anything in his stomach. All this greater science was available to us till now, where we have forgotten this science, and Bhagavan is initiating us into these greater reality, becoming the infinite space of oneness and experiencing the cosmic body. When we experience in the deep sleep, we are just a frequency that mind cannot understand. That is why it does not have any idea. About science says 14 minutes is only time we are in the deep sleep. After that, we wake up into the dream and we continue in the dream and again fall into the deep sleep. And it is maximum we can stay only 14 minutes of the deep sleep. That is why if you take a 20-minute nap, it becomes very powerful nap. And here Bhagavan beautifully says, during the deep sleep, we have no idea because there is no seer, seen, or there is nobody as to witness. And we know, but we had a very good sleep. So who is that who's experiencing that? Just the experiencer. A frequency stays there, which mind cannot understand and mind cannot grasp, but mind wants it all the time. Every single day, we never get bored. Mind is one which get bored very easily for everything. Get irritated, frustrated, bored of everything. But here we do every day about 8 hours and there is no boredom, no tiredness. And even if the midnight we have to sleep 2 more hours, we are all excited all over the world, every single of us. The most beautiful space is because that is the very origin of who we are. Going back to the origin, obviously we all love it. Beautifully, Bhagavan is making us understand that we can experience that consciously when the mind is going into the deeper state and understanding that we can exist beyond the thoughts and reside in the Paramashiva space. Again and again reiterating consciousness. We are not just the mind or just the body. This body and mind is to experience the superconscious space in the existential reality. When we understand the higher science, the matured cognition, we'll be eternally pleasant. Bhagavan beautifully says how there was a king, a short story, where there was a king and he had 4 wives and he lived happily. One day he was about to die and he asked the one by one the queens to come with him. The first queen was all taken care by the power and she was given all the power. So when the king asked her to drop the power and come, she said, no, if you're not there, I have to take the power. I will not be able to come. The second wife had all the wealth. So he asked her, can you drop and come with me? She said, if you're gone, I have to take care of the wealth for the kingdom. The third wife fed him and took care of his family. And when he asked, will she come? She said, I have to take care of your family. I cannot come. The fourth wife, hardly he interacted, but she was ready to come and live eternally with the king. Then the king understood that who is eternal, who should be given the highest priority. Nor the wealth, nor the power, nor the identity, the securities, nor the families. Nothing comes with us when we are in the deathbed, sorry. And simply the only thing which comes with us is consciousness. And residing in consciousness, even when we are alive, we can experience phenomenal breakthroughs in our life to experience the higher reality. Even a glimpse, even for few seconds, if we can experience that, it is much more higher power than any other power. That is why Bhagavan says the fifth power is consciousness, which is stronger than the strong nuclear power. If it is so strong and it can manifest any reality, any locus that it can take us, and any reality it can show us and present to us as a manifestation, instead of the perception that we are continuously deluded into, we can experience the cosmic body as an infinite space. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully gives Apta Pramanam from Arunagiri-Nadar. Arunagiri-Nadar was a great Muruga Bhaktar, and he has written the whole Tirupugar, and he had a beautiful space of oneness with Muruga and Paramashiva that he composed so many verses. Once a black magician went to the king, and because of some wrong things, he blinded the black king. And the king was wanted to restore his eyes, and Arunagirinathar knew the signs to restore. He knew that if he gets the Parijata tree, the flower from the Swargaloka, he can rectify the king's eyes. So what he does is he leaves his body in a corner and then takes the body of to the getting into the dead parrot and giving life to the parrot and taking the parrot body to travel to Swargaloka, and there he gets the Parijada. But when he comes back, the black magician had burnt his body because he followed him and knew that he will come back, and he burnt and left the whole place. So the parrot goes to the king, explains the whole thing, gives the Parijada flower and cures the king and makes the king restore his eyes. And then after he finished, he said, my duty is done, and he leaves to the Kailasha. Such a possibility of living the life in such extraordinary ways was simply possible for humans. And Bhagwan is restoring all these greater signs for each one of us to experience the higher reality. Bhagwan himself speaks in the Atma Pramana, the greater
Unique
signs.
and wonderful sutra. Feel the cosmos as a translucent, ever-living present. The uniqueness of this sutra is, I myself experienced this sutra spontaneously. My first experience, the spiritual experience, is this sutra. So, I have a lot to tell about this sutra. You have a lot to learn. Feel the cosmos as a translucent, ever-living present. The first sutra of Upanishad, the first Upanishad, Isavasya Upanishad, is the same sutra. Ishavasyam itam sarvam. In Upanishad, it is given more like a conclusion. In the sutra, it is given more like a technique. Maybe I'll describe exactly the experience which I had. That can give you an idea of what Mahadeva means by the word translucent, ever-living presence. Understand? Only after this first experience, I realized I have something different in me. Till then, I never had an idea that I have something different in me. I was always feeling that all kids will have this kind of ideas or search or seeking, whatever I had. Only the first experience gave me a distinct opening or experience, because of which I started understanding something is different. Feel the cosmos as translucent, ever-living presence. I can say very clearly, when I read these lines, I know how best I can verbalize, because this is the best verbalization of what I experienced around the age of 12. I was sitting in the foothills of Arunachala, not seriously trying to meditate, not like I was given a technique and I was trying to concentrate. No, nothing like that. Of course, I was given a simple meditation technique by an enlightened master, Annamalai Swamigal, but I was not trying to do it very seriously. It was very playful. But one thing, I was a child who is completely open and available to the nature. Very, I can say, intensely observing, intensely being in the present. Even now, I can vividly describe the whole scene. For spiritual experience to happen, two things is required. One, you completely being open and available. You completely being open and available to your surroundings. And the intense spiritual energy field. Sometimes, even if you are open, if you are not in the energy field, the first cracking of the coconut won't happen. That is very strong, difficult job. The first opening of the coconut, or the first opening, of course, it is just like breaking the coconut. Once one opening happens, after that it's not a big difficult thing. It's very easy. But the first opening needs an intense spiritual energy field. Fortunately, I had the energy field, Arunachala, the incubator, spiritual incubator. And another one thing, fortunately, I was attracted to the beauty of that hill. If you see a hill or a river or an ocean every day, you will take it for granted. But somehow, I never took that hill for granted. I never thought I know about it. I was continuously open, available, understand? Being open every time, every day morning, seeing it with eyes of freshness or with the mind of the openness is what I am saying, being open, being available. Many times, we completely close ourselves to the society. We just come to some conclusion, some understanding. After that, we never update our understanding with the result or our effort with the result. The connection is not there. A small story. One guy goes to a small county, a remote county, and fills his car with gas. The gas station owner casually was chatting, and he started complaining about the local mayor. And this guy, the guy who came to the city newly, who was filling the gas, he heard the story, did not reply. After a few minutes, he stopped in another one place to ask for direction. There also casually started inquiring about the local place, and even that guy also started talking about the mayor. Oh, I never wanted this fellow to be a mayor. And as usual complaints. Anyhow, after half an hour he reached to the place where he was supposed to reach. There also, people are talking ill of him, people are complaining about him. It is too much. Anyhow, next day he decided to meet the mayor. This guy goes and meets the mayor and asks the mayor, how much you get paid for your job? That guy said, no, money. No. I accepted this just for the honor of it. Understand? The mayor is still thinking he is doing the job for the honor of it. But the people who are living are experiencing totally different. You decide something with some idea and take up, but you are never open continuously to the society whether that idea is being executed or not, whether what for you decided is still relevant or not. The relevance of decision and experience. Keeping it alive, keeping it straight, keeping it honest is what I call being open. Every day that hill was living, it was never the same old hill which I saw yesterday. No. I had a very funny routine. Every day morning when I get up from my bed, I'll not open my eyes. I'll slowly walk from my room, walk outside the house holding the parapet wall, and come out, stand in a place. Usually I know from that place the hill will be seen. I'll stand in the place, then only open my eyes, so that first thing in the morning I'll see that hill. I'll see that Arunachala hill. And some of my brothers, they know this. First thing I wanted to see is the hill. And they wanted to make fun or tease me. By the time they know that I am out from my bed and I am slowly walking, they will come and stand exactly in front of me. If I open my eyes and did not see the hill and I saw any of these guys, I'll go back and lie down again. I'll not do anything that day. I'll not do my activity. I will not go for taking bath or anything. I'll go back and lie down again, sleep for half an hour. Again I'll get up and slowly walk, come back, again open the eyes. Only if I see the hill first thing in the morning, I'll do my routine. It was very funny and looks little superstitious. But I always felt I took birth or I took the body because of the attraction, pull that hill has got for enlightened beings. There's a very beautiful verse in Tamil. The hill which attracts enlightened beings around it, especially the hill is respected for attracting enlightened beings not only in this planet Earth, even from other planets, even from other different spaces. It can attract and pull the enlightened beings to the planet Earth.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained how the Vatavarna is so important, and Bhagavan is creating the Kailasha for all of us, the Kailash Kotiyad, to give that space for all of us. He said that is equal to the Garbha Mandir, and simply the space that all of us, collective integrity, collective consciousness, manifesting as powers is the greatest science. Here you can listen to the Balasans, how amazingly they started manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, so beautifully described, and how they manifested all this greater science in Kailash Kotiyad in physical presence of Bhagavan. Now each one of us can manifest the same intensity, manifesting all the powers.
Vidashvara, Priyatma, Tattva, Paramasuka. Priyatma, he used to do body scanning, remote viewing, Akashic readings, and third eye. And straight after he applied the Aushadha, he started manifesting length, and his actual third eye evolved. So when I say evolving, it's just used to hear Swamiji, but he actually can see clearly now. He can have clear vision, which is awesome.
Nithyanandam, my name is Srinitya Veereshwaranda. So I want to share the breakthrough which I had yesterday with the Aushadha initiation which Swamiji gave. So actually, first I used to not manifest any power, and like I used to be very incomplete about that many kids are manifesting different powers, and I am alone not manifesting any powers, and I used to be very incomplete about that, and even any power manifestation session or any initiation comes, I will think all this is not going to come to me, I am not going to manifest any power, so maybe someone else might manifest, but I am not going to manifest. I used to think like that. Then yesterday morning after the satsang, when Swamiji gave the Aushadha initiation, that time, so first we applied the Aushadha, and he gave the initiation, and he told us manifest whatever power you guys want, and you guys will be able to manifest. First I had a doubt whether I really manifest, and I was bored, and I didn't want to even try. Then one Balasan came and asked me, come, I'll manifest with you, and then he asked me to then he asked, what power do you want to manifest? Then I told I'll try GPS, and then he told, okay, then tell the distance and how to go from my old house to my swimming pool. Then first it was partially right and partially correct. It was partially wrong and partially correct. I was like half the things was correct and half the things was wrong. But then even then that time I had a like inspiration to manifest, and I got inspiration to manifest that time. And then after that, last night in courtyard, Swamiji asked us to take Aushada and apply on our head, and he told whatever power you guys want, you guys will manifest. Just play with all the Shaktis and you guys will manifest. Then he told us to manifest. First I thought it may not come to me, maybe I may not be able to manifest. Then I thought, Swamiji told we'll manifest, that's it, let me try. And then one Balasan came and asked me to tell how to go from Thiruvanmiyur to Parent Choice School, and he asked me to do that. And then first I closed my eyes, and first I had doubt, then I just surrendered it to Swamiji, and then it just started coming fluently and without even a mistake. I did GPS and I was able to tell which direction you should go, and the length of the road and the breadth of the road, and then I was able to manifest that. And so what I want to tell is, all those who think even they cannot manifest anything or do anything, just come and attend Mahasarashivam and get the Aushada initiation. You guys also will start manifesting.
Nithyananda, my name is Nithyananda. So like they all said yesterday, Swamiji gave the first Aushada to all the Balasans, and we just touched the Aushada and then we put on our head and we just started manifesting. Swamiji told that we can manifest any power we want. So we started manifesting all the powers we even know. And one thing which really my breakthrough is, even past many years, I have been doing third eye, but just instantaneously just closing my eyes, it would not appear. And yesterday after the Aushada, I just closed my eyes and Vireshwara Maharaj was my partner. I just put the mindfold on and I told him to show anything, and he started showing objects and even numbers in his fingers, and immediately I just told all the answers correct. So this was my breakthrough in third eye manifesting. And even many other powers which I already used to manifest just became so easy, and it just became like how Ajara Maharaj was telling, just closing the eyes, it would immediately appear. And also with the GPS, I could even see whether it's a 2-lane road or a 3-lane road, and even so clearly the pathway, Vireshwara Maharaj asked me that how to go from his old house to his old school. So how even the turnings and in the distance where you have to turn, everything appeared so clearly, and it's just because of the Aushada which Swamiji gave us. So anyone out there who really wants to manifest powers, just come and just get Swamiji Aushada, and I bet you'll even manifest powers.
All of us can experience the oneness with Paramashiva as reality. Today we are going to experience the power of remote vision, the cosmic body, infinite space. Whether you're traveling to lokas or you're traveling to different places, through the consciousness, you're going to get the details written down or drawn, and you can share it at the end of the session. You can ask your partner, or you can write down 2 places and clearly see that whatever Paramashiva shows, draw it or write it down, and at the end of the cycle you can verify in Google Maps. And if you get it the whole thing correct, please take a picture of it and you can share it with the world. All this again and again, simple exercise, few minutes of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but it's so powerful to create so much of auspiciousness, healing and blessing. If you touch the current even for few seconds, you know what happens. This is much more than the nuclear power. So few seconds is enough to regenerate us, and Paramashiva himself in the Kailash courtyard for each one of us to receive the prasada. So don't miss it. Just for few minutes, let's experience the oneness in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. For few minutes, drop everything that you have, your gadgets, your thoughts, your own body or your own mind. Completely drop everything. Be in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Again and again, bringing Paramashiva to your third eye, unclutching from every thought, from the right cognition. Paramashiva is real, not my body. Body is not going to be there in the deep sleep. Even in the deep sleep, forget before the birth or death. Even in your deep sleep, the body is not there. So, you cannot be the body. You cannot be the mind, because mind also does not exist in the deep sleep. Then who exists? Paramashiva, consciousness, as yourself, as reality. So I am going to experience that very space right now with awareness. Unclutch from everything for few seconds, few minutes, and only be in the chanting of Mahavakya. Mahavakya has more power than the integrity and authenticity we possess to transform us from the matter to the consciousness. Again and again, when we have the deep listening, the thought settles down, the restful awareness starts manifesting, and when we chant the Mahavakya, it raises our frequency to experience the oneness with Paramashiva, manifest the powers of Paramashiva. You can also have these aushadas. The aushadas are the sacred ashes. Bhagavan says, if you have a nearby Shiva temple, if they do the abhishekam of the basma or chandan, you can take that and apply that. Or simply you can apply the turmeric that you have every night to detox this frontal part, and you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Now, absolute unclutching from everything. Hold that powerful cognition. What is strong nuclear force? What is the weak nuclear force? And what are the forces in the microcosm which is mapped to the macrocosm? How we exist, who we are. Hold those powerful space in you. Sit as Paramashiva, Sadashiva, with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. So powerful that who you are, Brahmanya Bahuputratam. If you are here listening to this, Bhagavan is clearly saying, you are the chosen one to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. So be very clear that few minutes of deep oneness with Paramashiva, we can experience all the auspiciousness, abundance and bliss. Unclutch from everything, surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet. Get absorbed into Paramashiva space. How you get absorbed into the deep sleep. Same way, you get absorbed into the Paramashiva space consciously. Going into the deep sleep is Paramashiva space. Experiencing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So whatever appears, write down the details. At the end of the cycle, you can verify the detail. Let's start chanting and entangle with Bhagavan in the oneness space with the deep listening.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivam.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashiva. Nithyananda Paramashiva.
So beautiful. Please open your eyes, and whatever you have now drawn or written down, verify with the Google Maps all these greater things that is again and again shown to us to tell us that the five senses are nothing but we experiencing that Paramashiva is real. The five senses itself does not have any reality except it's just a utility. How we use a vessel to hold some food or some juice, same way it is a utility. How it holds Paramashiva and makes us understand that He is still very real in us and manifesting through us as our senses, through us as our reality, and letting Him completely manifest through us is the oneness space with Paramashiva. Surrendering again and again to Bhagwan's lotus feet in deep gratitude. If you are a $1 trillion kid, how you would feel? You will be so thankful to your dad that he is showering on you. That is the very same thing that Bhagwan is showering on each one of us again and again when we live. Paramashiva is real and it reflects in our brain as consciousness. We'll have one more cycle, few more minutes of just collectively all of us sitting and chanting the Mahavakya, getting soaked in Paramashiva, getting sucked in Paramashiva as reality. Beautifully, when you chant the Mahavakya, continuously it changes your whole chemistry. Bhagavan says even the molecular structure in our body starts shifting when you engage in all this power manifestation. What we understand from the outer world is very, very small. What happens when we engage ourselves in these higher truths is something phenomenal. Even to listen to it, we are blessed. And we'll have one more quick cycle of 5 more minutes sitting and chanting the Mahavakya. You can write few more places that you would like to see, and whatever Paramashiva shows as prasada, write it down, and at the end of the session we will verify with the Google Maps. So let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Intensely unclutch and chant the Mahavakya. Complete completion. Bhagavan says completion is making something redundant. How in your dream, if you have some traumas happening, you don't do anything. You have complete completion when you wake up. Same way, let's all wake up to Paramashiva is real. From this delusion and experience the oneness as the higher consciousness, higher reality, who we are, who can manifest all the reality. Nothing is lost. Rather, everything is gained when we wake up as Paramashiva. Right now, surrender everything. Only hold that empty space and let it be filled with Paramashiva and simply overflowing with Paramashiva's deep love and gratitude for Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya to experience the oneness, manifest the power of remote vision.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Jnananda Paramashivam.
So beautiful. Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes, and whatever Paramashiva has shown you, please record that in tinyurl.com/power manifestation. You can see under Bhagwan's picture, the link is given. You can type the link, or you can put it in your social media platforms and share it with the world. How many ever people are viewing all these things, sharing or commenting on that, they are just looking forward for more and more a Paramashiva space to have that beautiful experience. All the satsangs, pre-satsangs and Kailash Courtyard, all this Bhagavan is showering on us. We can take 5 minutes to enrich the world, and enriching is only pulling us out of the delusion. So offer your gratitude. Thank you to Bhagavan in all the social media. All of us collectively manifesting and sharing with the world will transform us into the new species, and causing 10 people, Bhagavan says, will be enlightened. Simply, if you cause 10 people that Paramashiva is real, you become Paramashiva as your reality. And if you see the dollar sign at the end of the YouTube, you can offer your gratitude. Deep gratitude. Let's end the session with Purna Mantra and thanking all of you here for collective consciousness, collective sovereignty as our reality. With a beautiful space, Paramashiva is real. Let's hold that powerful cognition and end the session with the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओं तत्सत् सर्वं भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवं पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Thank you so much. Such a beautiful space. With that space, see you all at 6 p.m. in Kailash Courtyard in the Zoom session. You can log in through eKailasha to attend the session. Thank you, Nithyananda.